Target Trading Academy.
Good afternoon, everybody. Preston Vogl here at Target Trading Academy with today's micros market recap. Let's get right into it. It is Wednesday, April 19th at the close of New York. Let's look right into micro oil. We opened a gap down from that range and close from yesterday. We never got to the close. We actually never even got to that range. We got close, but this was that gap lower edge that was created a few weeks ago when we opened up on a Monday, way up, gap up. I think it was like 5 points or so. They did make some headway down into it, which is great to see, but they never ultimately got back to that range. They gave a couple possible entries right out of the gate for oil, just that small handful, about two or so. But we did make that new headway, so now we have a new low on the day. We are fast approaching settlement for us here, meaning the prior contract will be closing out entirely at the end of business day tomorrow, meaning that all the volume should be pointed to at least this main contract here. So we did close net lower. As far as gold goes, it opened gap down and did nothing but melt up. We had plenty of opportunities at these edges in gold for potential entries. That was quite a bit of opportunities there this morning, but we never did get back into that close. We did get back into balance for the very least. We got into that range. That range low was about right here, but we never got to the close, and it wasn't there. It was actually higher than that point, but that's as high as the screen goes at this time. So we did finish net down ultimately on the day in gold. As far as our equities go, they did also open gap down, but they did climb. They did get back into balance, and then after that they just meandered along. But that first initial opening, that first initial 30 minutes, you can just see here was brutal, just sideways. They just hit this edge so many times, and I would make note of this edge, 41, 58, 25, or whatever you want to call it, just 58 mark. That is a solid buyer right there. That did not want to take it down. That's just something that we've been noticing lately. The overnight markets have been driving the markets down, while the pit session has been bringing them back up. And whether it's just because you got the European and Asian markets, and their sentiment is to bring these down, and then the U.S. sentiment is to bring them up, because all is good. All is great here in the paradise that we have, right? Well, it would appear as if the foreign markets think otherwise. But as I said, they did get to that close. You can see they got it, had a little spike of volatility, and then you'll see that they just closed relatively close to it. But we are finishing technically net down so far on the day. That closes around here. So we are net down ever so slightly, even though it was a buyer's day for sure. Similar story in the NASDAQ. If we just scroll back here, there's that congestion. It was, with the NASDAQ, you do have a lot of participation, so you are going to most likely get more ebbs and flows. And that's exactly what we saw. Even though I would say this is still congestion. I mean, you're range bound right here and you have nothing going on, right? You've got one entry there for that potential long, and then you go between these value areas for a good hour and a half with nothing there up until you get to that edge for that short. That's two entries. So we already have some entries. And then disqualified, potential entries. So, I mean, there's already like 5-6 entries at that one edge alone right there. It's 7 total. And as I said, it did get up to its close, did get there ultimately, and then it did teeter and petered out towards the end there. And that's that ending close volatility. So we did close lower, certainly so far, than yesterday's range. That closed yesterday's around here. Granted, we got another hour or so our equities could tick up higher, but right now it looks like we're going to be closing lower. And I'm referencing that additional hour because that's the Chicago close. Right now we're at the New York close, and most people head out anyways at the New York. It's not really worth sticking around for that remaining hour. But with that said, we are down in our equities, down in oil, and down in gold. If you are interested in learning more information about these levels that are drawn the night before, yes, you heard that correct. They are drawn the night before. the next day's trading activity, feel free to reach out to us to where you can get those levels each night before the next market session opens. Or if you're interested in learning the methodology, again, feel free to reach out to us. We are Target Trading Academy. You can find us on Facebook or go to our website at targettrading.co. Get in touch with a representative of either location. They'll gladly show you what we do in our rooms each and every day, and you'll be able to see for yourself why we are the #1 trading education company in the world. Look forward to seeing you there.